All right, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we mark the close of the legislative business of the 73rd Baltimore City Council and the end of my first term as the mayor of this great city. I'm honored to stand alongside these dedicated members of the City Council. I want to first start off by saying thank you to Council President Mosby for his phenomenal service to the city of Baltimore for all these years. As you all know, we came in together on December the 8th of 2011, a long time ago. Neither one of us had gray hair then, and his girls weren't in high school. They were just like sitting on daddy's lap. They were babies at that time. Yes, like charm. But Mr. President, thank you. Your leadership has been pivotal, champion initiatives and legislative efforts that will impact the city for generations. So from one Baltimore boy to another, from a West Side Baltimore boy who lives on the East Side to a East Side Baltimore boy who lives on the West Side. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Vice President, especially for you, as we know, with the loss of your beloved husband, who we all love, but that you love especially. This has been a trying time for you. Councilman Torrance, despite your choice of high school, my Councilman Dorsey, Councilwoman Ramos, and Councilman Conway, thank you all for your leadership throughout this term. And as we prepare to begin my second term in the 74th Baltimore City Council take office on Thursday, December the 5th, I want to take a moment really to say thank you to everyone who has served, but more importantly, to the residents of Baltimore who entrusted all of us with leading us at this time. As you all know, when we all came into office in 2020, we were in the middle of the pandemic, and we had to see us through that and tackle some of Baltimore's toughest challenges, and we did that head on, always with the residents of Baltimore at heart and at mind. We didn't always agree, but what we can and will and always agreed on is that we want Baltimore to be better each and every day. This evening, I will clear my desk of all remaining bills passed at the final City Council meeting of this term. Being a mayor is more than about ceremonies, obviously, and meeting is about making tough decisions, including whether to sign or veto every piece of legislation that crosses my desk. Thankfully, tonight is about progress as I sign bills that will propel Baltimore forward. There were 15 pieces of legislation passed by the City Council that require a final action this evening. Many of them are routine zoning bills, and there are several bills that make small changes to existing law. I would, however, like to spotlight several of the pieces of legislation. City Council Bill 24-0594, that is the citywide affordable housing bond issuance. City Council Bill 24-0595, citywide affordable housing development district. Those, of course, are going to be the historic TIF that we are putting out for vacants across the city of Baltimore as a part of our $3 billion plan to eliminate vacant housing in Baltimore over the next 15 years. It's historic in many ways. First, because it's the first time that we know of that any city has done a non-contiguous TIF, but here in Baltimore, and more importantly, for residents of Baltimore, especially for neighborhoods that have been disinvested in, like East Baltimore, West Baltimore, Park Heights, where I come from. This is a time where we're using TIFs, not downtown or on the water, but in areas and around town, uptown, that have been impacted by the disinvestment, like areas, not like other areas. Also, we have City Council Bill 24-0584, Baltimore City Government Entities Language Access, and City Council Bill 24-0597, city property remaining Riverside Park Pool to the Congressman Elijah E. Cummings Community Pool. We are doing that because the Congressman helped to integrate that pool many moons ago and see it fit to have it be named after him. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to start here. This is the citywide affordable housing bond issuance. Madam Commissioner and Mr. Director, you guys can come right there for this one. The President has already signed it. I will also sign it on this second day of December. Can't believe that.
December already.
All right. I had a birthday party to plan. There we go. Congratulations. And here we go. Again. And now it's official. We have a vacant TIF in the city of Baltimore. The work is just beginning. All right. All right. Madam Director, come on up. I know you were going to try to hide in the back. The next bill is 24-0584. This ensures that all city agencies provide access to government and information services through translation, which is really important for our growing immigrant population in the city of Baltimore. And thank you, Director, for your leadership.
Thank you, Mayor.
There we go. All right. And last but not least, as I mentioned, we will be renaming a Riverside Pool to the Congressman Elijah E. Cummings Community Pool. There we go. Those there. 10 more to go. Councilman Torrance, this is yours. It's a rezoning bill. I thought it was going to be renaming Carver's football field to Mervo West Side.
Just make sure you get us a new one.
Oh.
I would say what I really want to say, but I'm not going to say it. They don't.
He's such a hater.
I'm messing with you, man. It's coming. This is also yours, Councilman Torrance. Another rezoning, Argyle Avenue. This is Councilman Stokes. A rezoning on Broadway. Asquith Street rezoning from Councilman Stokes. They hold all the rezonings, Mr. President? This is an important one. This one, thank you, Mr. President. This is the Building and Fire Related Codes Corrective Amendment. So making sure that those things are up to code and snuff. All right, Councilman Dorsey.
Yeah.
This is the zoning for the Harford Road Overlay District. And yes, I'm signing it.
I wouldn't leave here without it.
Mr. President.
All right. This is Councilwoman Porter, a rezoning on DeSoto Road. Oh, look at that, introduced and read on the first time, April 8th, 2024. It's a good day.
It's a banana pudding day.
It is a banana pudding day. Madam Vice President, I agree.
Coming up real soon.
Somebody tried to give me some a
That might
couple
be
weeks
a
ago.
bill-
I'm like,
that
no.
might be a bill we can put in.
Councilman Torrance again, another rezoning.
Make banana pudding once a month.
Once a month, yeah, need that. Councilman Stokes is a rezoning on Caroline Street. Sale of property. Leadenhall, thank you, Mr. President, for introducing this one. 1400 Leadenhall Street. You could, let's let him fall in there.
here.
Thank you, sir.
So you're struggling.
Community Relations Commission, hold on, something's missing, y'all. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, there's only 9, yeah, one's missing. Councilman Dorsey's other one is not in here.
I had this one.
No, he just had one.
You just
The
one?
other one was already signed. He
Oh.
already signed it.
Oh, I already signed it? Oh, great.
Leaf blowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he already signed it.
That was in communications from the mayor.
Oh, okay, great. All right. The job is complete for this term.
Just real quick, excited for the second term of Mayor Brandon Scott. I think over the past couple of years, we've been able to see the son of Baltimore grow up, not only as our mayor, but as a husband, as a father, and as a dedicated public servant to the city of Baltimore. As I transition and I ride my horse off of my public service career, I look forward to continuing to support you, Mr. Mayor, in this endeavor. I think that it's not getting enough fanfare, but this non-contiguous TIF are really going after and tackling vacants in an out-of-the-box way is critically important. Look, we can sit back and just kind of look at the problem and see how it's festered for the past couple of decades, or Mr. CFO, we can try to do something that is extraordinary and take a shot at doing the right thing for generations to come. I think that compounded with the very tax credit for vacants that the state has allowed us to do now is critically important. So look forward for the second term, look forward for your leadership, and for the 74th term of the Baltimore City Council. Last thing I'll say, Baltimore, thank you so much. Absolutely loved doing something that I wanted to do for my entire life for the past 14 years, and that's serving the citizens of Baltimore. And I've been able to do it with my friends since day one. I'm Mayor Brandon Scott. Love you, man.
Thank you. Love it too. Questions, gents? None?
I just have one question.
Yes.
If you could just speak to the end of this term of city council and just the work they've done this past term.
Well, I think, listen, and Kyrie, I started off, we have to remember that, like, they didn't get the traditional things that the city council normally got when they couldn't do, like, the council president and I got an in-person orientation, right? And it was even a little different for me because I was already working here. They didn't get that, right? They had to, like, do their first meetings, well, how long? Was it 2 years before you guys had a virtual meeting, right? When you think about having to be there and carry that information and nothing else other than COVID for the first 2 years. And then when you think about the historic legislation and the things that they have pushed, the fact that we didn't have like any big budgetary issues because we were able to present budgets and work with them to get to those things. And the work that we do every day, right? What we're doing in reducing violence in the city of Baltimore, the investments that we're making into young people and families in the city, it isn't just me. It's these people as well. I think we have to lift them up and say thank you for their service, because there is no term on the Baltimore City Council that's an easy one. But this one in particular, when history is told, will be looked at in a very different way than folks have been looking at it right now, because time allows you to sit back and look and analyze what actually was happening without the emotions, without living in the moment. And I think folks would be very grateful to the council president and all the council members for their service.
Just one more question. If you could just again speak to the importance of that TIF bill and the impact it will have.
Listen, we had a problem with vacants longer than I've been alive, right? The council president and I don't know a time where Baltimore didn't have a vacant problem. That's the reality. And we have been looking for quick, short-term solutions, and folks have been thinking that a problem that has existed longer than me and my term as mayor and wasn't created by one mayor was going to be solved in one person's time in office. But now what we're doing is using a tool that we know works. When we look at Harbor East, when we look at Baltimore Peninsula, when we look at Harbor Point, which is a TIF that we all voted for way back in 2013, we know this tool works. But now what we're doing is exactly what the residents of Baltimore have yelled, screamed, and called at us to do for many generations. And that's to use the same kind of tax incentives and tips that we do downtown and in the water in the neighborhoods that need it the most. And this is one part of that plan that we have, but a huge part, because it shows folks that we really mean business about coming to them and their neighborhoods that have been in disrepair and disinvestment, and want to lift them up block by block. Cool? Thank you, everybody. See you later.